Yes.
Morning all. So my name's Kevin Withane. I'm the founder of Diversity X. I can see a few people I know in the group from who are in Diversity X. I'm also a recovering lawyer, but I have started a legal consultancy to support startups, Ikigai Legal. I'm an investor. I'm a failed fund manager because I failed to raise the fund, but we're running an angel syndicate. Yeah, what do I want to see in pitches? A ton of enthusiasm for what you're doing, a clear understanding of what the problem is, what your solution is, why it solves that problem, a bit about the market and traction, and ultimately you and why you and your team are the right people to solve the problem that you've told me about with your solution right now. That's pretty much it. And personally, I weigh about 50% on the team and the founder.
Is there any particular industries or business models that you're more passionate about, or is there anything that you would absolutely not invest in?
I won't invest in anything that does harm to the planet. I don't care about personally, I don't care about a solution that does nothing for impact. So the things I personally love are climate tech, health tech, ed tech, and the future of work tech, as long as they're all for good.
Nice. Cool. I think we should just get straight into it. So if you are interested in getting some feedback today, Clive, I know that you were going to go last week, so we can start with you. But if anybody else is interested in getting some feedback, just use the raise hand emoji so that we know that you want to get some feedback whilst we're getting Clive set up. And then Clive, I've enabled screen share, so do you want to pull up your deck? I know you said it's 4 minutes. Try and get through it in 3 minutes if you can.
Mute. Right, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, excellent. Right. Beginning slideshow. Come on. Here we go. Okay. Can everybody see that?
We can. It's not in a slideshow format though. We can still see the slides down the left-hand side. You might just need. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Now we can see.
Good.
Okay, ready when you are.
It's a very interesting sort of situation because we are the first company to be completely digital for commodities buying and selling. And everybody else is still using faxes and emails and stuff.
I think you froze.
Clive, I think you froze.
Oh, he might have booted out of the room as well.
Oh.
Let me just see whether he's in.
That was unfortunate. Let's hope that technology
Yeah,
tip number one, make sure your technology works before you pitch to an investor.
He's based in Odessa at the moment, and so I think there's some unfortunately limiting factors outside of his control. So he gets a little bit of a free pass. Is there anyone who wants to go next while we're working out what Clive is up to? Don't be shy. And remember, you can be far from perfect. It's only week 2. And also if you don't want to go through your whole pitch, but there's any slides that you want to run past Kevin and get some feedback on, now is the perfect time. Anyone feeling brave?
We have 50 more minutes of this. It's completely designed for you to get live feedback. So it doesn't stop you pitching in future weeks. And again, you're pitching for feedback. It absolutely doesn't have to be perfect. It's a good opportunity to make sure you're on the right track. Sandeep.
Yeah, I thought I'll have a go at this. So let me try and share the screen.
We can see.
Everyone can see
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Perfect. So I'm the first-time founder and inventor behind the technology of smart audio. Uh, what our vision is to enable very clear communication, regardless of the environment you're in. What happens today is while the emergency services, call centers and stadiums and places like this, where people are dense, although the current noise cancellation technologies are able to remove quite a bit of the noise from the environment, but other human conversations are still quite a big problem. And when it comes to emergency services, aviation, defense, this is a bigger problem because these are mission critical industries. And clear communication is not just a necessity, but it could be the difference between life and death, or winning and losing. What our solution does, it's an AI-based self-adaptive noise elimination technology. So regardless of which environment you're in, it can adapt to the environment and eliminate up to 130 decibels of environmental noise in real time. It's an edge-based technology, so it doesn't rely on internet or say how the Teams and the Zooms do noise cancellation, which rely heavily on the data servers doing neural network processing, etc. And it's a very tiny footprint, so everything is right in front of your mouthpiece. There's a chip in there, and that's what kind of does the magic. Some of our USBs, again, 130 decibels. It can eliminate other human voice as well. We would not ever need to put the call or the conversation on mute, which is something that we do to try and avoid environmental noise coming in and disturbing the conversations. It's ultra low power consumption, so you have the solution running for longer use on a single charge if you are out and about. Especially this is important for emergency services, defense industries, and it's very modular in terms of we can supply a chip, we can supply parts of the communication equipment, or we can even supply the whole product. We actually are not noise cancellation. We are the world's first multi-award winning noise elimination technology that is already patented in more than 20 countries around the world. Our key markets that we're focusing on is mission critical industries, as I mentioned, aviation, defense, emergency services. But again, this could be rolled out into anywhere when someone wants to open their mouth and have a conversation. So it could go into B2C applications as well in the future. This is a quick overview of the terms, and again, if you look at the global earbuds market, it's significantly large. This is a quick comparison of our aviation headset that is ready to go to market versus the current best-selling aviation headset, which is the Bose A20. So our price points are much competitive because we have passive noise cancellation version and active noise cancellation version as well on top of our noise elimination solution. They bench about 100 decibels. We are about 130 decibels, which is actually significantly higher because sound is on the logarithmic scale rather than a linear, and we are ultra light compared to them, so it gives better prolonged usage experience as well. These are the route to market that we're exploring. As I mentioned, we can just supply the chip if the manufacturer wants. It could be another headset or another product manufacturer, existing product manufacturer. or we can do the modular aspects as well. We've already generated some revenue in terms of special projects that we've done with the likes of Hyundai. We were Open Innovation Champions from 2022 with Hyundai Open Innovation Program. We won top spot in the competition where they identified more than 1,000 companies and shortlisted to the final 10. The other Hall of Fame that achievements that we've had so far. So CES, we were one of the top 10 innovative startups of the year. I just came back from Hong Kong, where we were European regional finalists. Again, it's been quite a journey in the last 12 months. Some of the partners that we work with includes ADS, which is the trading body for the UK Aerospace Defence and Security Council. We're looking to raise about £3 million. This is EIS qualifiable. We've already raised 2 million in the friends and family round, which has helped us to bring the company this far. And this is our projections. We've already signed up with one of the largest. We've signed an MOU with one of the largest Indian defense companies. We've signed a partnership with again a large radio equipment manufacturer in Australia. And we also have just signed a racing team in Q4 last year in the US through an introduction via NASCAR, which we are also looking to expand into the Formula One and the MotoGP and other racing industries globally. We are a very lean team. Everyone's come from a technical background, except for our chairman, who's been in the financial industry. And we've been privileged with some renowned experts from the industry on our board who advise us. One of them is the ex-managing director of Bose, who ran Bose for 24 years. We also have someone from Fiat USA. We have an ex-Indian defense personnel and also someone from Intel who's introduced us to the manufacturing ecosystem in China and other parts of the world. That's the end of my presentation. There is case studies and roadmap again, which shows where we are heading to. Next year, we have focus in the B2C industry, B2C markets, especially for the hearing aids, the earbuds, the gaming headsets, which is another very booming markets. But primary focus this year is to secure some big contracts in the mission critical industry.
Awesome. We'll stop there if that's okay.
Yeah.
Run a little bit over. Do you want to keep your slides up for now, just in case Kevin wants to go back to anything specifically, and then Kevin will pass it over to you.
Sure.
Just a reminder as well, everyone else, I know there's a few comments that have come into the chat, but anyone else who's got comments about that, feel free to add those in as well.
All right. You went 5 minutes and 34 seconds over your allotted time. That won't happen with everybody else. I'm just going to stop. Because you went over, it wasn't concise, so I lost a lot of it. And there's some really good material in there. There's a number of slides that you need to combine. That Hall of Fame bullshit slide, right? It's like, look at what we've done. Find a way to just put some of that elsewhere to get the information, right? Because you're just taking time and then spending the time talking about it. Nobody gives a shit about that. Now, if you told me I've won some grants, here's some of our funding we've had, that's where it ties in. But otherwise, like, yeah, it's nice. The only, like, if it was a YC combinator, like if it was YC on there, probably sort of be interested.
Sure.
I think your market's really interesting. I think your product is. You say you've got 20, you've got patents in 20 countries that are granted.
More than 20 countries, yeah.
All granted.
All granted, yeah.
You must have spent a ton of money on that.
I put $500,000 of my own money. Yeah.
Okay. The problem bit you got into, but your slides didn't really reflect that. I think they could be more concise in that.
Yeah.
So what is the specific problem in these emergents? Like, because given who your target market is, state the problem to that market. You can, like, your roadmap can talk about the other applications, which is exciting because your target market is Basecamp. The top of the mountain is everything. Get investors excited at Basecamp, and they'll love what's at the top. The solution as well, explain that more concisely. Why is this the solution to this specific problem?
Sure.
You talked about LOIs, but I didn't see anything from really your market.
It's in the case study.
Put that in there. That's part of your traction. You have LOIs with
Sure.
Right. You don't need to go into these case studies are for longer conversations.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm gonna give you one more bit of feedback. Is the team bit is critical, as I said, and you sort of went over. You talked about tech founder. Like, explain why you are the team. You understand this problem.
Sure.
And why this is a solution. Why you're the people. Like, that needs to come out.
Sure.
And add in the advisors and you've managed to and because you're the team, you've managed to attract like the former MD of Bose, like things like that. That's what it is. That's what that's telling me is people buy into what you're doing.
Yeah.
All right, let's move. I think that's probably enough.
Thank you.
So condense those numbers of slides, by the way, and
Thank
find
you.
ways to make them work together.
Sure.
Cool. Thank you, Sandeep. We will move on to Jonathan.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Are you going to
Fantastic. Am I going to what, sorry?
use slides or not?
Yes, if that's okay.
Of course, yeah.
I'm going to see if this is going to work. Can you see my screen?
We can.
Fantastic. Okay, I'm going to do my best to do this in 3 minutes because this is slightly longer pitch, but I'll do my best. So my name is Jonathan Montoya. I'm the founder of Reservy. We are creating a kind of rocket internet-inspired digital booking system for the Colombian market. Our company in the UK is called Montoya Marketing, and our company in Colombia is Reservy Group. So what is our kind of problem? What we found, because in Colombia, it's still a new market, they are very unfamiliar with digital tools. They're relying on outdated booking methods. They're not really sure about investing in things. And I mean, anyone who's seeing something new would be very unwary about investing in something that they haven't really seen. So our main market is B2B, but we will be launching a marketplace which end users will be using. For them, at the moment, they're struggling to find the right booking system. There isn't one that really exists out there. They're looking on Google. There's not really a lot of confidence or clarity with pricing, and there's not really that kind of personalized experience between businesses, establishments, and the end users. So what are we creating? This is our booking system here. It's kind of an image here. So our solution is to create something that is very easy. 3 steps. I mean, a beauty salon is there to look after their clients and not trying to herd around a booking system. So we say, what you want to do is you want to find your client, you want to find the date and time, find the service and book. Simple as that in a very easy to use platform. We are looking at a cost-effective transition for them. So we'll be using freemium as well as subscription-based services. And we have a marketing team. I come from a marketing background, so we have a marketing team to try and help. Every couple of months, we will contact them and say, do you need this help with promoting your services or using the platform? And we will give that advice. For the end users, again, similar process, a 3-step bookings process. So they can look on there, they can have transparent choices, see what information they need, reviews, prices, all in one place. And we will also connect with platforms that they already use. So WhatsApp is probably over 50% of the market use WhatsApp. And we will integrate WhatsApp within our platform. So if users contact a salon, they will get a link straight to the salon's booking platform so they can book. But then it's also a way for the salon to connect with their clients and increase their loyalty using our automated marketing solutions. So who are we? Myself, founder. I am from Colombia and as well as the UK. I mean, my accent's very Londonish, so I'm both heritage from both countries. I've been born into the family industry, so all my life I've pretty much managed for my mother's salon, and also we used third-party booking systems in there for over 15 years. So I've really looked into different platforms, and I've taken the best out of each one, and seen what works and what doesn't, from basically using it firsthand in our salon. And I also come from an operations and marketing background for others. Yes.
Time.
That's time. Yeah, I thought this is a really long, this is our long deck, and I haven't had one that was concise. So yeah, but there we go. But that kind of gives you a bit of an overview.
And I think that's the problem a lot of founders find is you're relying on the material that's on the deck to then guide your pitch, whereas your pitch should be guiding us through the deck. Does that make sense?
Of
So,
course. Because
I'm not focused on you, I'm focused on reading the deck then. So here's the quick bit of feedback. As I'm giving the feedback, do you want to flip through the next few slides? I just want to
absolutely. Yes, of course.
Right, that's a good slide.
Thank you.
Is this your research to tell us the problem?
This is our research, exactly, yes.
Have that as a like appendix that you would send and so you can explain.
For sure.
That's a good slide, I guess. It doesn't really tell us it's more there. Think about, I know some people, I would put your competitive advantages in like a tabular form style, because I don't think this works here.
Sure. So we're very pre-revenue at the moment. We haven't developed our MVP.
Put timings then along that, but that can go into, given your pre-revenue, you can have that as an appendix to have that when you're having a conversation. Right, here's feedback. The problem was really convoluted. Like, if you know your problem, you can say it in 1 to 2 sentences. So that's all you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
The solution, all I sort of took away from that was, is it a booking system?
Yes.
So the solution, I'm not sure matches necessarily with the problem. That needs to be
okay.
So be concise and show me how those two jigsaw pieces fit together.
For sure.
We got onto the team bit, which I think you tried to focus on, and I thought that was great. In fact, really good. Just make it more tighter. So I understand this industry. I've been working in this industry since I was a young kid. I understand the market because of my family relationships, and it's beyond that, right? Because I'm like half Sri Lankan, half Trinidadian, born in the UK, and the only thing I can tell you is food. And I have none of which I have a business experience. I can tell you about things that I've heard about, but I don't understand the markets, if I'm honest. So talk about how you understand that market, and it's, yeah, I'm half Colombian, so yeah, I understand it. Well, no, you don't. It just means you're half Colombian. It doesn't mean you understand why you do that. But it was good that you focused on that, because I did think, this person probably does have the idea to solve the solution problems in that market.
For sure. Great.
Good effort.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Nice. Thank you so much. James, are you ready to go?
To the best I can. Yes, please.
Of course. Are you going to be using slides?
Of Probably not. I think my deck is so bad, having seen everyone else's, that if I could just have a chance to sport with Kevin and go through the story, and then I'm going to do my homework and do it again.
Yeah,
Is that all right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm in my 3 minutes. I get that. Kevin, hi. Really nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I've actually heard of DiversityX. I'm not a novice beneficiary of DiversityX. You know, I've come from a very privileged life, but I think it's brilliant what you've done. I'm massively impressed. So I don't think I'm going to be able to come to you for investment one day, but if you're willing just to give me some feedback on what we're trying to do, I'd really appreciate it.
Sure.
I should also say that your hub that you've got in King's Cross, if you're looking for one in Brixton, I've got something you might like, which is a secondary school full of children who are absolutely in your target market, with room for you to put a hub in there. So just as an idea, if you wanted a different place. My background is that 20 years ago, I started a company and we make money for schools. And we do it by hiring out their facilities out of hours when they're not using it. So, you know, if you want a place to play football tonight, I've got a bunch of football pitches you could hire. And that's the business. And amazingly, it's actually worked. I now operate in over 100 schools, and we make millions of pounds a year for schools by hiring out their facilities. We needed a new platform to enable our bookings to take place. So our customers could find the sports hall, book it, and pay for it and book it. And I went out to the marketplace, and because I was going to just rent some, there's loads of booking platforms out there, and we couldn't find what we needed. And so I've built it. And what became clear is that if I'm building a thing for myself to book facilities and hire them out, actually we can make this available to other users as well. So other schools who are not part of my business, or churches or village halls, can use the platform to put their facility online, and people can rent it from them. And so that's what we've done. We've actually created a marketplace where people can share space. And it's now live, and I've got £1 million of business going across it every month because I've shoved my whole company on it. And now I'm looking for an investor to help me take it to the next stage and target other market sectors. That's what I'm looking for. Any advice on how I start finding that?
Do you know what? I thought you were going to go over the 3 minutes, but you did that in 2 minutes and 20, including like spending 48 seconds. Like
stopwatch in front of me.
All right. Did you speak to a lawyer, by the way, before you put the whole package of 2 businesses into one?
I spoke to a lawyer before I signed Purdy and M's piece of paper. I did that, but in fact, I didn't speak to a lawyer before what we did.
All right. So your platform in itself is going to look inflated because obviously the numbers are an existing business that's just been.
Yeah, so it's great. It looks great for a startup because it
does look great. And so from the investor's point of view, you've just given them a ton of money for free. So thank you very much. So what are you? So your point is you're looking for investment. So I guess the reality is, like, how scalable is this? What's the size of the market for this? Like, I'm assuming your market is across the UK. Every school, church hall, village hall, community centre, government, local government office, out there.
Exactly.
You want to be able to have them as booking through, like, their booking system for you.
Correct. Exactly. So if I've totted up everything from sports facilities through caravan parks to warehouses to people's garages, stuff like that, you know, there's a ton of potential spaces up there. You know, which ones will actually respond positively to the opportunity to put their facilities out there is, you know, like, there's gazillions of people trying this. Like, there's a rentmyfrontgarden.com. There's everything out there. So it looks like there's an opportunity there. The question is, have we got it right to be able to attract substantial slices of that marketplace?
And that, I can't tell you from that pitch.
Yeah,
is straight.
And so the truth is that I don't know. So I now need to push it out there, and I've muscled it up and put the investment into the platform. I need investors who are going to join me in that journey. Say, right, we're going to add the specific features that are good for garages or for village halls, and then we're going to target that market space.
Question: You're making your revenue is what, $1 million a month? Did you say a month?
So it's not my revenue. God, no, if that I wouldn't be here. It's our GBV. So we've got
Okay.
£1 million of bookings. My revenue is 3% of that.
Okay. And for your booking system, is the product built?
Yeah, it's right here.
It's built.
Yeah, it's
how
live.
So yours is about marketing it then?
Yeah, it's marketing, but also it turns out that every segment has got very specific niche features which you need to do to be able to unlock it. So look, like village halls, for example, they're physically locked, and you have to get someone to come and open it up. And so actually enabling a digital code so that you can sort out the unlocking feature without engaging a human being is key to releasing that market. So there's every market segment needs a bit of tech to make it physically available.
And I think that's a problem for you then, because now you're saying to this village hall, well, you're going to have to invest in something else. And remember, like, these aren't organizations with necessarily the money or the wherewithal to be able to do that. So are you going to do that for them? In which case there's a cost to it for you, quite a significant cost, both in location and hardware and developing this. So I would focus on just a really streamlined avenue of it's a booking system for them, because also they're going to want to vet who's coming in there. Like, nobody's going to want like the local Nazi group to turn up and pitch up in, or maybe they will, to do events in their building. They're just going to get cancelled by the local community. So I think, how are you going to vet that? I think there's quite a lot of pre-work you need to do, but from a marketing channel bit, like you've got your socials, you need to be talking with like education authorities, bigger organizations to get you into the schools, to be able to then say, look, this is revenue for you, or speak to the like academy, the CFOs in those academies. From an investment point of view, I think you're too early. Like, I think there's still some work that you can be doing, and I think you should be using the revenue that you're making to start doing some of this work, because otherwise you're going to end up giving equity away for nothing. Like, you're going to give away too much equity when you've got revenue to start doing some of the things that you need to do.
Great. That is very useful feedback. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
All right. Well done for pitching without a deck.
Sorry, guys.
No, you did a good job. Like, I think everyone understood the problem and the solution well without a deck, which is sometimes difficult to do. Okay, Barak, you are up next, and then Julian will go to you.
Yep. Thank you. Share my screen now. Can anyone see it?
Yes.
Sorry again, I'm currently at a pub, unfortunately, but we deal with restaurants, hotels, and pubs and bars and cafes. So I was right in the middle of a sales meet. But thank you, Kevin, for taking the time, and thank you, everybody. So let me just set it up, and I'll give it a go. Thank you. So hello, everyone. My name is Barak, and I'm the co-founder of Catch Jobs. Catch Jobs is a video-based recruitment platform dedicated to the hospitality industry globally. Together with my partner, Chris, we have 30 years of relevant experiences in tech and hospitality. We are not first-time entrepreneurs, and we set ourselves on missions to solve hospitality hiring problems. We run restaurants and clubs in London and Istanbul and have experienced the problems firsthand. We have been through exits, IPOs, failures, and funding rounds. We have many trusted partners following our idea. Paper CVs don't cut it when it comes to hospitality hiring. The employers in the industry are unhappy with the current solution. Hospitality has very diverse needs within the industry itself. A waiter in a bar, hotel, a pub, or a Michelin-star restaurant have different responsibilities, although it is the same role. We're solving these issues with video CVs in our unique pricing model. Candidates can showcase their skills and personalities, while employers can post jobs for free and pay to view the applicants. They are saving valuable time and resources, since hospitality outlets don't usually have large HR departments. This is a huge global market with 1.5 million outlets and close to 15 million hospitality workers across Europe and MENA region. Turnover rates are really high, and it's a growing industry. Our products are out and working, and we have currently 9,000 users and 20% month-on-month growth, ready to hit 15,000 users by June. We've made more than 50 or so successful hires, and the feedback from both employees and employers have been great. We touched base to more than 200 employers already, and we just have made our first sale. We have a different approach to monetization, and job posting is free on Tech Jobs. You only get charged for our value proposition, which is when you watch applicant videos. We sell credit packages where employers use to view candidates and discover our talents. Our unit economics are very strong. In the meantime, we are growing our hospitality community by working with brand ambassadors, United Nations World Food Program, community events, and our recently launched English podcast where we chat to industry experts. We find ourselves in a niche area with a strong focus on community and a much different business model than our competitors. We're looking to raise $250,000 pre-seed, eligible for a CIS, to accelerate our growth and start adding on to our product features. This is our forecast for the coming 3 years, and we'd love to share it with you via email. Thank you, and catch up with the solution for today and the standard of tomorrow.
That was a really good pitch. Can we just go back a bit? 'Cause you were 2 minutes and 37 seconds, which there was a little bit on that last bit. You should have left that sitting there for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So, but can we just go back to the last slide?
Yep. This one, yeah.
What's your revenue to date? Because you said you've got 11,000 users, right?
We have 9,000 users. We were on a freemium model up until end of March. So obviously, just to get the employers get them using us. So our current revenue is $2,500 in April, so last month.
Okay, how are you getting?
And
have you tested trying to put them onto a premium?
Sorry.
Have you tested the paid model?
Yeah, we started the paid model in April, beginning of April, and yeah, but obviously we're based in Istanbul currently, so the amount they're paying in dollars is doesn't make that much sense, and that's why we're looking to expand in the UK as well.
All right, let's just go back. We've got a few moments.
Yeah.
Keep going. All right, I really like the team bit here because you did a really good explanation. Like, you're really credible. So I like that. I think if you have less of that industry expert, maybe it can go 2 slides down.
Mm-hmm.
So I like it. I think a lot of investors, you set the context at the beginning, and then they would want to see the problem and then the solution, both of which I liked how you described. It was really clear, really understandable. It does give me questions like, well, hold on, paper CVs take too long, blah, blah, blah. How long does it take to review a video? But, you're going to tell me
thing is,
your customers is going to tell you that.
Yeah.
But so think about reordering that to have problem solution team there, because I like they're good slides, like, and you I would say you nailed it on both the problem and the solution. Let's keep going. On your slides, man.
Oh, sorry.
Pull them back up.
Yeah, there it is.
This is a good slide. Like, investors like to see that. Like, I will say that I think the numbers are bullshit. The SOM, but it is the standard 1%.
That was feedback from one of our investors.
You just got to be able to talk through it. But the point is, from an investor, it is a huge market. It's worth taking upon them. This is a good slide. I think if you could combine that with, keep going, your metrics slide. So if you combine the two into
this one, yeah.
No, to see your traction and then like understanding, because I want to know, okay, this is your traction so far, and you've got I'm assuming these are some of this, also the dates. This is all from last year, right? So is this actual date?
Yeah, this is April. Yeah, we just surpassed 9,800 today.
I want to look at those unit metrics against that.
Okay.
But I actually, so find a way to combine the two.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
We're running out of time, so but I think you're really onto that was a good pitch. It was a good pitch. I like your idea.
Thank you very much.
It's
Thank
interesting.
you very much, Kevin.
I'm actually sitting here thinking of investors who should look at this.
Well, yes, we should definitely look at it. All right. Thank you very much, Kevin. I'll reach out.
All right. Julian, you had your hand up to go next, but I see you put your hand down. Do you want to go?
We have some women pitching, by the way, as well. It's been quite male heavy today.
We had some last week and we had a few lined up to go today, but they have had to push to next week. But of course, and everyone is welcome to pitch today. Julian, I couldn't get your reaction there. Did you want to pitch or?
Yeah, well, kind of. I'm happy to back out because I absolutely agree with the gender bias. I don't have a deck to pitch with in 3 minutes, but I would like feedback on the problem I have finding investment, which is it's a pre-revenue startup based on a physical product, and until I've got an MVP, I've got no financial traction. So that's the fundamental problem I've got, and how to present in a way that amplifies, justifies why I carry on putting my own money into this on the basis of the R&D we've done and the grants we've had. But if somebody else wants to go,
I think that's an interesting question. If you want to like boil that down to like 1 or 2 specific sentences, maybe we have like a 2-minute discussion around that, because I think that'll be relevant for a few others. And then looks like we have 2 wonderful founders who want to pitch next. So let's talk about that. And then Dastana will go to you, and then Gaynor.
Okay, so the roadmap summarizes the fact that we've done 4 cycles of basically co-design with people, and the problem domain is people who want a cycle but they don't like bicycles. So we've created a vehicle, got a prototype, we tested it, and it offers improved safety, comfort and practicality compared with a bike. So we're bridging the gap between bikes and cars, but we don't have an MVP, we don't have paying customers. So the traction is based on, organic growth of a mailing list and a waiting list, but it's a no deposit waiting list. So, as far as I understand investor perceptions, that's heavily discounted.
Right, can I answer this? So I ran a panel the other week with investors on hard tech and deep tech. Notoriously really difficult this is hardware essentially, create a physical product. So time to market is longer, return on investment is longer, you've got a huge capex spend. It isn't attractive to most investors. The reality is there aren't enough investors out there with necessarily the skill sets. Like we have tons in the tech space, and particularly around software, they're coming out, but you aren't getting investors who have experience in manufacturing a product. So just by definition, the pool is a lot smaller. For what you're doing, the market has to be big enough to make it a really attractive proposition. I think what you're doing is a really hard sell for an investor. Like you have to look at how you can maximize, and what they want to see is de-risking. So maximizing use of grants, looking at grants stroke potential investment. How much money can you put in? Can you get from other sources rather than, an institutional, I don't think will go for this now, but you would have like as an angel round. So look, like you'll need to filter out to find angels who invest in hardware. And then not just that, what sort of hardware? Are they doing it for like an impact reason? For instance, there's a lot of hardware needed for climate tech that I'm not interested in. That's an impact thing. so how are you positioning this and yourself and your market? So that's my, like, it's not, I'm not going to lie to you, your space is super difficult, in a really difficult market. So I think there's a lot around comms here.
Have you got any hints and tips how to actually find that niche group of angel investors? It's a fairly chaotic thing to try and go out and search for investors.
Look for companies, similar sorts of hardware, and see where their investors came from.
All right, we're gonna wrap that there, so we have time for 2 more pitches in 10 minutes. It could be tight, but I think we can do that. Dasana, you're up next, and then Gaynor.
Okay, I'm gonna share my screen.
We can see it. You good to
See
go?
it. Yeah, sorry, I'm just gonna. Hi, my name is Dasana and I'm from Flux Aviation. My mission for today is to convince you that the future of flight is electric. So Flux Aviation has been founded by 2 senior engineers who believe that electrification has a huge role to play in the future of sustainable aviation. Unfortunately, they couldn't be here today, and that's why I'm stepping in. So Radovan, our CEO, is a chartered aerospace engineer with experience from Formula One, and Neo, our CTO, has spent years designing cutting-edge electric motors at Dyson. We also have a great team of advisors helping us on this journey, including senior executives from the EV and aviation industries. So as most industries are reducing their emissions on the journey to net zero, aviation is actually projected to double its output between now and 2050. But aviation emissions are not evenly distributed, as you can see. The big spike on the left represents short-haul, domestic, and regional flights. In fact, all journeys below 500 miles distance together account for 20% of all aviation emissions, which translates to roughly 200 million tons of CO2 annually. And that is what we set as our target, to electrify and decarbonize. This is part of our vision to build a more connected world where everyone has access to low cost and zero emission transportation options, giving them access to better education, better healthcare, and better career opportunities. To achieve this vision, we're developing electric propulsion systems that will revolutionize how we power airplanes. These are complete systems that include electric motors, batteries, and control electronics, all in one package designed to be retrofitted into a range of existing aircraft. It is especially our batteries that sets us apart. Especially our batteries that sets us apart from our competition. We have developed a unique battery pack that is safer and lighter than anything out there. We are moving incredibly quickly, which is virtually unheard of in the traditional aerospace. Just in the last 12 months, we have successfully tested a full-scale prototype and developed and patented our next generation battery packs. We've also purchased our own airplane that we are now converting to electric power to act as our flying demonstrator. This is nearly complete and we're excited for our first test flight next month. But it's not just us that are excited to see it fly. We're already working closely with 3 aircraft manufacturers who are acting as launch customers for our first product called Flux 75. And we're already generating revenue from pre-production sales to customers throughout Europe. Our go-to-market strategy focuses on electrifying the training aircraft market. This segment of aviation benefits heavily from very streamlined regulations, making it quicker and cheaper for us to bring new products to market.
Dasana, I'm gonna jump in because we have one more pitch to get through before 12. I'm doing a wrap in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, so as I said, it makes it easier and quicker for us to bring new products to market. It also allows us to prove the technology, gain user feedback, work closely with regulatory agencies, because the same underlying technology that is powering Flux 75 is easily scalable to larger and more heavily regulated aircraft. So our ultimate goal is to electrify and decarbonize all domestic and regional flights. Future of flight is electric. Let's build it together.
It's a good pitch, but I've forgotten what the problem was, because I don't think that came out properly. Like you went into like the technical details with the graph.
About the emissions.
Yeah. I love the concept. I didn't get enough detail on the team members. I saw like just some stuff like Carbon 13. Did you get invested by Carbon 13 in there? Because that would give me confidence as an investor. I think you've got the strong basis there of a good start. It just needs a little bit of refinement. So nail the problem, like flight emissions are set to double, not decrease. I think that's what you said, right? They're actually going to go, the emissions from flights are going to go up, not down. That's the problem in a world that is actively decarbonizing and heading for net zero. And here's the solution.
Thank you.
All right, everyone else, please put your feedback in the chat. We'll move on quickly to Gaynell. You ready to go, Gaynell? You're on mute.
There you go. Shall I just go?
Do you want to go in screen share mode?
Yeah, hold on a minute, sorry. Why is it not? Okay. Pub. Oh my God, I'm just doing it this way, I'm being nervous. Right, okay, so the Converger is an app that connects the real and unreal worlds. It's an integrated, affordable, easy to use software that's going to democratize the immersive creative industry. The immersive economy is expanding with the real and virtual world at the core and that connection of this market. Only those with really big pockets, the ABBAs, the U2s, the BBCs of this world, have been able to do anything with it so far. And freelance DIY and micro SME creators need a cheaper solution so they can enter the very valuable marketplace. So our solution is a plug and play app. Think of it as the Zapier of the real and the unreal worlds that connects hardware and software across those two spaces so that people that work in game engines find it easier to go live, and live technicians and creatives find it easier to work with game engines. So this is our market. It's basically massive. And when we look at the competitions, we can see that it's all very virtual production based, using big, expensive LED screens, expensive crews. Everything's situated up here. Whereas actually you can green screen on a phone, you can LiDAR scan on a phone, you can do so much of this now, and we see that as evolving on your phone. So this democratization can take place for smaller creatives in this space. You sign up for a free 1-month trial, then you subscribe for £10 a month or £100 if you pay annually. We've already received 500k in Innovate UK grants, and within 12 months we intend to match our initial raise with further Innovate and Eurostars funding. And we have very, very good partners, which we can get onto later through the team. Yes, so we're looking initially at game programs of musicians in the UK. We've got very, very excellent sort of partnerships across various organisations representing that. Universities that we've worked with already include Greenwich, Royal College of Art, Birmingham City University. The traction, we're already at TRL6, we're pre-launch. We've tested in 10 creative sectors. We have a GB patent filed. We're supported by BAFTA, BFI, Innovate UK, Creative UK. We've got 22 founders on our creatives on our mailing list, built up over 20 years. So that gets onto the experience. I mean, we've got such a good team. I myself started in music and art television at age 22. We've got technicians. We've got Rob Bozas works for Peter Gabriel for over 20 years. Professor Carlo Harvey is head of games at Birmingham City University. So it's really best to go. We've also got a body of advisors, and these are just some of the amazing brands that we work with. We're really across all sorts of the creative industries, be it film, be it television, be it music, be it art. So why now? It's really that this is having a moment of booming of, the current turnover is 3.5 billion just in the UK economy alone. And we really want to niche into those users, as we all know that many DIY creatives struggle to make a living across the world. And there are 62 million YouTubers alone who can enter this live immersive economy. And we're asking for 500K for a 20% stake. And we intend by 2029 to have a 30 million annual turnover. That's pretty nerve-wracking. That's the first time I've ever done that.
Well done. Good effort. Good effort. You stormed through it.
It's so nerve-wracking. Thanks, guys. I just thought I'd give it a go.
Good effort. Good effort. The problem you need to condense down, but I get it. Like at the moment, big brands are the only ones who can really leverage technology that exists.
The big expensive studio screens and teams.
So, but given the growth in the creative economy, who don't have the resources, your solution is the resource. That thing is, I didn't see that through.
Yeah, I need to get that better. And also the fact that, like, for example, the average fine artist in the UK earns less than 10,000 a year, and game engines protect IP. So I need to get that stronger, that by selling direct to that with 1,000 fans, you know, as the music industry calls it, they can build a business around their work. I need to get that a lot tighter.
Yeah, because like I got thrown by the whole game engine bit, particularly as like you took out the game engines as opposed to the actual creators who utilize that. And like those are really expensive pieces of technology, even to license them for game dev houses. They're super expensive.
What, the game engines? No, you can up to $1 million you can earn for free on UA or Unity.
So point, but to access those, like how much, like what do you need to do? I didn't get enough around like your core market there.
Yeah.
So focus on that. Like, how are you going to go to those? Like, how is your solution going to help those millions of individual creators who are creating out there to leverage the real and space? I've got to jump. I'm really sorry. I would love to longer conversation on that, but
thanks. That's good. I've done it. I'm no longer a pitch virgin.
No, well done. Like it is super hard. Do you know what? You go and practice with people. Like literally, just go and practice to people. What the easiest way to do it was the best piece of advice is practice your pitch, so that it's not like you're reading off the screen or you're reading off the slides. Right, you should know it.
Yeah.
And that's why we exist. So you have a safe space to practice your pitch loads. Kevin, we will say goodbye to you. Thank you so much for your time this morning. We'll share your LinkedIn and the DiversityX information with the cohort, and everyone wave goodbye to Kevin. And
thank you all.
Good
luck. Bye.
All right, now we are going to shift gears. Oh, Patty, shall we stop the recording? Okay.